Well, I went on to my Gaia account and Making Money George on his Beyond Belief show had a new one called Debunking Ufology with Glenn Steckling. And basically, Steckling was, don't believe the others, believe me. And it was all about George Adamski, who had gone to Venus with aliens in a flying saucer, and there was one other U.S. military personnel on board, and all these pictures of flying saucers and videos, and just, I'm waiting to hear something about debunking ufology. And, Making Money George just sits there and, lets the guy just spout off about this without questioning him or, trying to confirm whether the photographs and the other data, the films, had they been confirmed and so on and so forth. And it was all about this Adamski, this written books about how he had personal friends who were aliens from Venus, and they even had a picture of an alien that George Adamski took, or somebody who knew him took. And there was just very little toward the end where Stickling, started saying about all of the fraud that's in the field. And it was just, one of these guys, don't believe anybody else but believe me. And it was typical. But, all of this stuff about George Adamski had been to Venus with aliens. He had alien friends, and that he invited Stickling and his family to a dinner that some aliens were coming to. I mean, it was just, just typical of what goes on in this field. And it was just a case of, it wasn't debunking ufology. There was very little of that, as I said, just kind of towards the end. It was just all about all the claims that Stickling was making about George Adamski and being on these spaceships and having friends from Venus and, all that kind of crap. And there were some interesting pictures of Venus. There was one that was taken by a Japanese spacecraft where it shows was very obviously clouds, the possibility of an ocean, 2 polar caps, and it was interesting where he said that the military can recalibrate some of these probes so that the data that comes back to NASA and JPL is what the military or the powers that be want to be shown. Like NASA and JPL wouldn't hide anything. It was somebody else that did it. So anyway, I'll put a link to the trailer for it, and we'll see you in the next clip.